You're watching US Market Free. Top stock market headlines made simple. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us for daily updates. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Trump cannot fire Fed's Lisa Cook before FOMC meeting, appeals court rules. Trump sues the New York Times for $15 billion, alleging defamation and libel. Trump administration orders Delta, Aeromexico to unwind joint venture by Jan. 1. Trump administration in damage control mode after Hyundai immigration raid sparks investment concerns. The UK is about to embrace Trump. The truth is, it needs him right now. OpenAI hires former XAI CFO as Altman-Musk rivalry escalates. Trump tariffs are fueling inflation, congressional budget chief says. Underwater, car trade-ins are at a 4-year high. What that means when buying a new vehicle. Americans' emergency funds are shrinking. Here's how much they have saved. Trump advocates end to quarterly earnings reports. Tesla's stock erases loss for the year, soaring 85% from April low. CoreWeave's stock rallies on disclosure of $6.30 billion order from Nvidia. Trump DOJ sued by Epstein prosecutor Maureen Comey over illegal firing. Alphabet becomes fourth company to reach $3 trillion market cap. Inside the Panama Canal's mega-project plan to engineer its way through severe droughts of the future. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. A federal appeals court ruled Monday that President Donald Trump cannot fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook before the Federal Open Market Committee meeting.
This meeting will determine whether to lower interest rates.
Trump attempted to fire Cook in late August, citing allegations of mortgage fraud.
These allegations were put forward by his administration's housing finance director, Bill Pulte.
The ruling allows Cook to participate in the 2-day Federal Open Market Committee meeting starting Tuesday.
Trump has frequently criticized Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for not lowering rates.
Cook, appointed by former President Joe Biden, has consistently voted with Powell.
Cook sued to block her firing and denies the mortgage fraud allegations.
Former President Donald Trump is suing the New York Times for $15 billion.
The lawsuit, filed in Florida, alleges defamation and libel.
Trump posted on Truth Social, calling the newspaper a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party.
He accused the Times of making false statements about him, his family, and his business.
This follows a recent Times report on a note allegedly signed by Trump and given to Jeffrey Epstein.
The White House denies Trump's involvement, calling the note a fabrication.
Trump stated the Times has been allowed to defame him for too long and that will stop now.
He has filed other defamation suits against media companies like ABC News and Paramount.
The Trump administration ordered Delta Airlines and Aeromexico to end their joint venture by January 1.
This venture, nearly a decade old, allowed the airlines to coordinate schedules and prices for flights between the United States and Mexico.
The Transportation Department cited ongoing anti-competitive effects in United States-Mexico City markets.
They stated this gives an unfair advantage to Delta and Aeromexico and creates harm for consumers.
Both airlines expressed disappointment with the decision.
They are reviewing the order before deciding on next steps.
Delta warned this will harm United States jobs and consumers traveling between the United States and Mexico.
Aeromexico confirmed they will continue to offer flights on each other's airline and maintain frequent flyer reciprocity.
An immigration raid at a South Korean-owned battery plant in Georgia has sparked controversy.
The raid, which took place on September 4, resulted in the arrest of 475 workers.
Hundreds of detained South Korean workers were subsequently sent home.
The plant is operated by Hyundai Motor Group and LG Energy Solution.
The White House is now working to mitigate the fallout from the raid, which has angered South Korea.
There are also concerns about the impact on foreign investment in the United States.
President Trump addressed the issue on Truth Social, stating that foreign workers are welcome in the country.
He emphasized the importance of foreign companies bringing skilled workers to train the domestic workforce.
Former United States President Donald Trump is making a state visit to the United Kingdom.
This visit comes at a difficult time for British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Starmer recently faced a cabinet reshuffle and the dismissal of the United Kingdom ambassador to the United States.
Large protests occurred in London over immigration concerns.
Starmer hopes to leverage the state visit to improve his standing.
The United Kingdom is known for its elaborate ceremonies and traditions.
This is not Trump's first state visit to the United Kingdom.
He previously visited in 2019 as a guest of Queen Elizabeth II.
OpenAI has hired Mike Liberatore, Zay's former finance chief, as its new business finance officer.
He will oversee OpenAI's substantial infrastructure spending.
Liberatori left XAI in July after a short 3-month tenure and starts at OpenAI on Tuesday.
He will report to OpenAI's chief financial officer, Sarah Frier, and collaborate with Greg Brockman's team.
This hiring intensifies the rivalry between OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and Elon Musk.
The two were once friends but are now significant competitors in the artificial intelligence field.
They co-founded OpenAI in 2015 as a nonprofit, but their relationship deteriorated as OpenAI transitioned into a for-profit company.
OpenAI is primarily funded by Microsoft and was recently valued at $500 billion.
Congressional Budget Office Director Philip Swagel stated that President Donald Trump's tariffs seem to have increased inflation.
This contrasts with Wall Street analysts, who anticipated tariff-related price increases but have not yet observed them.
Swagel explained on CNBC that the economy has weakened since January, which should typically lower inflation.
The Congressional Budget Office predicts that the tariffs will reduce the United States budget deficit by $4 trillion over the next 10 years.
This reduction comes from increased revenue flowing into federal coffers.
Specifically, $3.3 trillion in revenue and $700 billion in avoided debt costs are expected.
This would represent a significant change in the deficit.
Swagel emphasized the potential impact of these tariff-related changes.
Underwater auto loans are becoming more common.
Drivers can find themselves underwater on their loan from the moment they buy a new car due to depreciation.
Factors like longer loan terms and smaller down payments can worsen this situation.
However, longer loan terms can lower monthly payments, contributing to the rise of 84-month loans.
In the second quarter of 2025, 84-month auto loans made up 21.6% of new auto loans.
Negative equity is not a problem if you keep the car, but it becomes an issue if you sell, trade, or the car is totaled.
Experts advise keeping your current car if possible to avoid rolling debt into a new loan.
If you need a new car, research before visiting a dealership, and know your credit score.
Many Americans are saving less for emergencies than before.
1 in 3 Americans report having no emergency fund at all.
The median emergency fund balance is now $500.
This is $100 less than the median reported just last year.
Rising prices and inflation are likely contributing to this financial strain.
Even higher earners are reporting lower emergency savings.
Those with retirement accounts and at least $5,000 saved report a median of $20,000 in emergency savings.
This is $5,000 less than their reported median a year ago.
President Donald Trump suggested companies switch from quarterly to semi-annual earnings reports.
The United States Securities and Exchange Commission is reviewing the plan.
The agency stated it is prioritizing the proposal to reduce regulatory burdens on companies.
Trump believes this change would save money and improve company management focus.
He questioned the current system, comparing it unfavorably to China's long-term approach.
Trump previously raised this issue during his first term.
The value of quarterly reports has been debated before.
Warren Buffett and Jamie Dimon previously advocated ending quarterly guidance, but not earnings reports.
Tesla stock is now positive for the year.
After a difficult first quarter and a rough start to April, Wall Street is supporting Tesla again.
The stock rose over 3% on Monday, exceeding its 2024 closing price.
It is up 85% since its April low.
Elon Musk bought about $1 billion worth of Tesla shares through his family foundation.
This is the second year in a row Tesla has rebounded after a first quarter decline.
Analysts have praised Tesla's proposed pay plan for Musk.
The company also benefited from its new Megablocks battery energy storage systems.
CoreWeave shares rose nearly 8% on Monday.
This increase followed the cloud infrastructure provider's disclosure of a substantial order from NVIDIA.
The order, focused on artificial intelligence workloads, is worth at least $6.3 billion.
NVIDIA is obligated to purchase any remaining unsold capacity through April 2032, according to CoreWeave.
The full agreement will be released with CoreWeave's third quarter financial results.
A CoreWeave spokesperson emphasized the company's significant role in accelerating global artificial intelligence innovation.
CoreWeave already utilizes and rents out hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA graphics processing units.
NVIDIA, which owns approximately 7% of CoreWeave's Class A shares, also backs the company.
Maureen Comey, a federal prosecutor who worked on the Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell cases, is suing the Department of Justice.
She is seeking to be reinstated after being fired during the Trump administration in July.
Comey, daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, claims she received no explanation for her termination.
Her lawsuit, filed in Manhattan federal court, alleges the firing was unlawful and unconstitutional.
Her attorneys argue she was fired solely due to her father or perceived political affiliations.
The lawsuit names the Department of Justice, the Executive Office of the President, and other agencies as defendants.
The Justice Department declined to comment on the lawsuit.
Comey joins numerous other Department of Justice employees who have filed lawsuits after being terminated during Trump's second term.
Alphabet has reached a $3 trillion market capitalization.
This makes them the fourth company to achieve this milestone.
Shares rose over 4% on Monday, propelling the company into elite territory.
Only Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple have reached this valuation before.
Alphabet closed the day with a market cap of $3.05 trillion.
An antitrust ruling in early September boosted the stock significantly.
The penalties were less severe than investors had feared.
The United States Department of Justice had sought to force Google to sell its Chrome browser.
The Panama Canal Authority is investing in new infrastructure after a historic drought disrupted shipping.
The canal relies on rainfall and uses a large amount of fresh water for its operations.
Recent droughts forced the canal to reduce ship traffic and implement weight restrictions.
The United States is the biggest user of the canal, accounting for about 73% of its traffic.
The canal handles approximately $270 billion in cargo annually.
A land bridge project is in development, including a natural gas pipeline.
This pipeline aims to transport natural gas liquids without relying on the canal itself.
A road and port terminals will also be constructed as part of the project.
That's a wrap on this episode of US Market Brief. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more stock market updates, earnings highlights, and insights from Wall Street.